Hi everyone, I'm George and today we're going to be covering on-camera monitors. I actually have 3 different types of monitors, all from differing brands as well, so I'm going to be going a little bit into each individual brand and the type of monitor that I have from each of them. So hopefully by the end of this video, you should know which style of these monitors might be well suited for you. Now firstly, I'll speak about why do we use them in the first place? Well, one thing that's very apparent is the size. Screens on cameras are small. It can be very hard to tell exactly what you're getting from your image because of the size of these screens. As filmmakers, we rarely use viewfinders, so we don't really have that in our arsenal. So we do rely heavily on the screen for monitoring, which is why bigger is actually better in this case. It means that you can just make sure that you can see all aspects of your composition. There isn't going to be something in frame that you don't like or something that you're going to notice in post that you didn't notice on set. It also means as filmmakers, we often use manual focus. It's a really big part of filmmaking. And it just means that you can make sure that you're actually hitting your focus marks. But there's a lot more to it than that also, because there are a variety of video monitoring options that you get with these screens. These are things like histograms, waveforms, peaking, false color, zebras, frame guides, all sorts of things which just help us monitor our image. Make sure that our exposure is correct, make sure that the composition is good, and make sure that our colors look okay. You can also input LUTs into these monitors, which is wonderful because a lot of filmmakers, we tend to shoot in log, which is a very flat profile. But one of the difficulties with shooting in log, especially when you're starting out, is it can be quite difficult to expose and it can be quite difficult to get the colors right. Having the inbuilt LUTs that you can use in these, or even being able to put your own LUTs, which you use in posting, helps with all of those issues, making sure that you're getting your exposure and colors perfect on the day. So I'll start with the one from BenQ here, which is the PSV7. Now, the thing about this monitor is it's kind of like your quintessential standard on-camera monitor. It's huge, it looks really nice, and the thing that's really exciting for me is that it's actually from BenQ themselves. Now, you might be familiar with BenQ, but unlikely that you're familiar with them for their on-camera monitors. It's much more likely that you know them for their computer screens. The fact that such a premium computer monitor brand are now making on-camera monitors can only really be a good thing, so I'm expecting great things from this product. I think it will be very popular. Next, I want to talk about the Hollyland Power7, which is in front of me here, which is not only an on-camera monitor, but also functions as a wireless transmitter and receiver. I actually think out of all the products here, these are all really good products, but this is probably the one I'm most excited about because of that dual use case. When it comes to Hollyland as a company, you might know them if you're somebody that's used a lot of wireless receivers and wireless transmitters, as they've made an awful lot of extremely popular products within that bracket. But I should probably explain the benefits of wireless video transmission. What it does is it enables you to transmit your video wirelessly, as you probably guessed, to another place. Meaning that, let's say I'm DPing on a short film and my director is over on the complete other side of the room. What I can be doing is shooting and just sort of framing up my shots, and they can be having this monitor in their hand on the complete other side of the room without any wires, but seeing live what I'm capturing. I actually did a job once where we were filming something with like a huge amount of smoke in the room. So we wanted as few people in the room as possible because it wasn't really very pleasant to be in the room covered in smoke. So what we did is we hooked up a wireless transmitter. We gave it to the clients that were paying for the job. That meant that they could stand out of the room. They didn't have to be in this horrible smoky room like I was in, but they could see exactly what footage I was covering and even give live real-time feedback. And lastly, I want to tell you all about the Atomos Ninja. The thing about the Ninja, which is very different to either of these two products, is that it is a recorder. So you don't just use it for monitoring your video, but it also has an SSD in the back here, which you can use to actually record to. Now, you may well be familiar with Atomos if you know much about on-camera monitors, because they've been around the block for a while and they're extremely popular. An awful lot of people own Atomos monitors, and that is because they make great products. And the thing about the recorder that's so cool is that, of course, it offers a lot of flexibility. It means that because you're using SSDs to record rather than other forms of media, well, SSDs can be significantly larger. It's also a brilliant backup because you can record to this Atomos recorder at the same time that you can also record internally in your camera. But I think Probably the most special thing about this Ninja is that it can also open up extra recording options for your camera, which means that once you plug a device like this into your camera, you actually get a whole host of options which you didn't previously have. For me, I love the functionality of this wireless transmitter. I've used wireless transmitters a lot in the past when I've been working on certain jobs, but when I've done so, I've never had it inbuilt into the monitor I've been using. I've always had to have a separate system which I'm using for the video transmission, and then just having a standard monitor plugged into it. So the fact that this can work as a dual system is brilliant. So I think if I was taking a look at one of these models, for me, I love the Hollyland, but I mean, I love Atomos products, and I always have, and I'm a really big fan of BenQ's computer monitors, so the fact that they're now in the on-camera monitor space is extremely exciting. I hope that was a great overview. If you have any questions for me about monitors, anything that I didn't go into, please pop a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as I can. But otherwise, have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video.